Hello students, in last video we have studied about different things, environment, types of environment and other things also we have studied. Now in this lesson, next part we are going to learn, and that one is the next part is there some factors, which factors they are affecting on the environment. So there are two types of factors, and that two types of factors are affecting on the environment. Some factors are there natural factors and some factors are there artificial. So factors means some components. So these components or their factors, these are affecting on the environment. They are affecting on the environment. They are making problems. They are creating they are harming to the environment. They are destroying the environment. They are what you can say, these are harmful factors for the environment. Another thing is there two factors already we have seen. I told that one is there, first one is the natural factors and second one is there artificial factors, man-made factors. And in that, these factors which are harmful for the environment, they are creating imbalance in the environment. Imbalance. So whatever environmental balance is necessary, and that environmental balance is disturbed due to these factors. So these factors are called as factors affecting on the environment. So these factors are also affecting on the existence of the biotic factors. So if these factors are interpreting or they are taking part into the environment, or they will get mixed into the environment, they are causing harmful effects on the environment, and because of that they are bringing existence of the biotic factors in danger. So some biotic components, biotic factors, they will become extinct due to the factors like that pollution, natural and artificial in that. So we have to study the part, and that one is the next point we have to study, and that one is their factors. That one is their factors affecting on the environment. Factors affecting on the environment. Factors affecting on environment. So these factors, and these are some of these factors. In that two types are there in that factors affecting in the environment. So which two types are there of that particular factors, and that factors are there. First one is there natural factors and second one is there artificial or man-made factors. Man-made factors. So in artificial natural factors, some other factors are there. And which factors are there? Earthquake is there, that one is also natural factor. Forest fire is there, it is also natural factor. Volcanic eruption is there, it is also natural factors are there. Pollen grains. So pollen grains of that flowers, they are moving into the air, and because of that also they are harming the environment. Next thing is there dust particles are there. Dust particles are also natural, and they are affecting on the environment. So which factors are there in the natural? In that examples are there, or names of factors are there. Earthquake is there. Second one is there volcanic eruption. Next one is there what you can say, forest fire is there. Forest fire. Again pollens are there, pollens, and dust particles, dust. These are the natural factors and which are affecting on the environment. So another thing is the artificial factors or man-made factors. In that so many factors are there and they are affecting on the environment, and in that forest deforestation is there, population explosion is there, industrialization is there, natural imbalance use of the natural resources is there, excess use of the natural resources, you can say. Again, unbalanced use of natural resources and unplanned urbanization. Unplanned urbanization. So which factors are there? First one is the deforestation. Deforestation. In that, next thing is their population explosion. Population explosion, increase in population. Next thing is their overuse of natural resources. Overuse of natural resources. Then unbalanced or unplanned urbanization, you can say. Unplanned urbanization, rural area and urban area, cities, unplanned cities, unplanned urbanization. And the next thing is their industrialization. So in large amount that industries are set up, and these industrial area is increasing, and because of that also pollution is arising. So artificial factors are there in that. Deforestation is there, man is doing deforestation. Population explosion is there, population is increasing beyond the limit. Overuse of natural resources, whatever water is there, again whatever petrol, diesel, kerosene, fossil fuels are there, these are overused, and because of that also there is problem in the environment, it will affect on the environment. Next thing is there unplanned urbanization. Suppose if you take example of the Mumbai, in case of the Mumbai there is no planned urbanization, the cities are growing anyhow. Then in that also slum areas are there, because of that also some problems are arising. So and industrialization, large amount of industries are established, and because of that also some problems are arising. Problems are like that of the pollution, such problems are there. Okay, so another thing is there. So these are the factors, and man-made and natural factors. So one thing is there, Mahatma Gandhi, what he said. So earth is sufficient to satisfy the needs of the human beings, not greeds. What Mahatma Gandhi said, earth is enough, or it is sufficient to fulfill the needs of human beings, not greeds. So needs and greeds, there is difference. So what are the needs? Suppose food is our need, then air is our need. So some essential things are there, these are our needs. But some things like that of the television is there. Again some electric equipments are there. So these equipments are not necessary for living, but we want these equipments for our making our life comfortable. So it is need and greed. Suppose there is need of only 2 dresses, and if you are demanding 5 dresses, so it is your greed. So these are the factors affecting on the environment. And next thing we are going to learn, and that one is that concept is pollution. And pollution, before this also you have studied, and that in that pollution definition will study of that pollution, what are the causes of pollution, what are the types of pollution, and what are the causes of the pollution, which components are causing, they are destroying the environment, they are making environment dirty. So such points we are going to learn in that. Pollution is there, pollution. Next point in pollution. So first thing is their definition. So what you can say, there are two three definitions of the pollution. So pollution, just you can say contamination of any substance contamination of any substance by harmful substances. So it is called as a contamination, means mixing of the waste materials, harmful substances into that particular component or in that particular air, suppose, then it is called as air pollution. So contamination of any material is called as a pollution. This is first definition. Second one is there unnecessarily, unwanted, unacceptable changes in the environment due to the natural events or human activities. So what is there? Unwanted, unnecessarily, unaccepted changes happening into the or taking place, changes taking place into the environment due to the natural events or human activities. It is called as also pollution. And third definition is there direct or indirect changes in the physical, chemical and biological properties of the air, water, soil. It is called as a pollution. So three definitions are there of the pollution. First one is there contamination of the material is called as pollution. Second one is there unwanted, unacceptable changes, harmful changes taking place in the environment due to the natural events of the or human activities. It is called as a pollution. Third one is the direct or indirect changes in the physical, chemical and biological properties, physical, chemical and biological properties of the air, water, soil, and which are harmful to the human beings and other living organisms in the environment. It is called as environmental pollution. So in that environmental pollution, so pollution takes place in the environment only. So in that definitions are there. Definitions. So which definitions are there? Contamination of any material. Contamination. First thing is the contamination of any material with harmful substances. With harmful substances is called pollution. Is called pollution. So second definition is there. So in that second definition, what you can write? Unnecessarily, unacceptable, unwanted changes taking place in the environment. Unnecessary, unacceptable, unwanted changes taking place in the environment due to the natural events or human activities. Due to the natural events or human activities is called environmental pollution. It is called environmental pollution. And third definition is there, and that third definition is there direct or indirect changes in the physical, chemical and biological properties. Direct or indirect changes in the physical, chemical and biological properties of air, water, and soil, air, water and soil, which are harmful to humans and other living organisms is called environmental pollution. Environmental pollution is called environmental pollution. So these are the definition of the pollution. So in the pollution, simple definition you can tell: contamination of any substance with harmful substances. It is called as a pollution. And in that again there are another points: causes of pollution. What are the reasons of the pollution? What are the causes of the pollution? And after that, types of pollution. So after this we are going to learn about causes of the pollution. Causes means reasons of the pollution, how that pollution is caused or it is arising. So in case of the causes, next point is there in that causes of the pollution. Causes. So in that causes, first cause is there. First we'll discuss and then I will write. So population explosion is the first cause. So when population is increasing, then stress is coming on the environment, and because of that pollution is occurring. Suppose population is increasing, and because of that vehicles are increasing, and vehicles are causing pollution. Suppose population is increasing, their need for different things, it is increasing, and for that factories or industries are increasing. So because of that also pollution is causing. So another thing is the fast urbanization. So if urbanization or what you can say cities are increasing, urbanization, cities are increasing, fast urbanization is also cause of that, reason of that pollution. Next one is the fast industrialization. So industries are growing in with greater speed, or fastly these industries are growing. Industrial areas, industrial zones are increasing, and because of that also pollution is caused. Next thing is excess use of natural resources. Unbalanced, excess use of the natural resources, it is also causing pollution. And in case of the deforestation is also causing pollution. So these are the reasons of the pollution. In that first one is there, what you can say, it is the population explosion. Second one is there fast urbanization. Urban areas, cities are increasing. Third one is the fast industrialization. Industries are increasing. Fourth one is there, and in that excess use or overuse of the natural resources. Excess use of natural resources. And the last point is there deforestation. Deforestation is also causing pollution. Deforestation is also causing pollution. These are the causes of the pollution. And after this we are going to learn, next point is there, that one is there types of pollution. What are the different types of pollution? Already these points you have studied up to the 8th standard, 9th standard, but again eventually these points, these are coming in this lesson. So next point is the types of pollution. So in that types, according to that word, different types of pollution are there. In that Air pollution is there, water pollution is there, sound pollution is there, soil pollution is there, thermal pollution is there, again light pollution is there. So which factor, which material is affected, that type of pollution is there. So which are the types of pollution in that? Air pollution is there, air pollution. Second one is there, water pollution, water pollution. Third one is there, soil pollution is there, soil pollution is there. Fourth one is there, sound pollution. Fourth one is there, sound pollution is there. Then next one is there, thermal pollution is there, thermal pollution is there. Sixth point is there, in case of the sixth point, light pollution is there, light pollution is there. So contamination of air with harmful substances, contamination of air with harmful substances is called as air pollution, and there are different causes and different effects of air pollution, that one we'll study. Then water pollution, contamination of the water with harmful waste material, waste substances, this is called as water pollution. Soil pollution, in the soil pollution, different waste materials, they get mixed into the soil. Suppose fertilizers are there, pesticides are there, plastic is there, they getting mixed into the soil, so it is causing the soil pollution. Sound pollution, so unnecessarily unwanted sounds, suppose these are mixing into the air and these are listened by the human beings, so unpleasant sound which are there, these are called as this, it is called as sound pollution. And thermal pollution, thermal pollution in that some industries they are allowing hot water to go into the river, so thermal related to the heat. So thermal pollution is, suppose you can say thermal power plants are there, thermal power plants. In a fifth lesson we are going to study about thermal power plant. Okay, so in green energy sources, in that we are going to study. So in that thermal power plant, in that hot water is allowed to go into the rivers, hot water is allowed to go into the rivers, and because of that hot water, some that oxygen level in that particular water decreases, and the fish and other animals, aquatic animals and plants, they getting affected due to the thermal pollution. And light pollution, in that ultraviolet radiations are there, infrared lights are there, so these are affecting on that particular environment, so that type of pollution is there. So in the textbook, thermal pollution, in that what you can write, hot water. So in textbook one chart is given, and that chart it is said observe the following chart and complete it. So that chart we are going to study in different way. So according to pollution, that chart is there. So one, we are going to study that pollutions and their reasons. So suppose you are taking air pollution, suppose you are taking air pollution. In that air pollution, definition is there, contamination of air with harmful substances, it is called as air pollution. So components of air pollution, first point is there, components of air pollution, or which things get mixed into the air, it is called as components of air pollution. In that different gases are there and different solid substances are also there. So gases, in that gases, which gas is getting mixed? So carbon dioxide is there, carbon monoxide is there, then sulfur is there, hydrocarbons are there, again NO2, NO3 gases and H2S. So carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, then sulfur, after that hydrogen sulfide, H2S you can say, again hydrocarbons, they are also getting mixed into the air. And another thing is there, oxides of nitrogen, these are also getting mixed. So these are gaseous. These are gases. So these are gases, and now solid substances which are getting mixed into the air. In that solid, dust is there, ash is there, carbon and lead, asbestos, etc. Dust particles, dust, ash, then carbon particles are there, carbon particles, also you can say soot particles, again lead, asbestos, lead is there, Pb, asbestos, these are present, these are mixing into the air, it is coming into the components of air pollution. Now next thing is the sources of air pollution. Next point is the sources of air pollution. Which are the sources, how that particular component get mixed into the air. So industries are there, refineries, oil refineries are there, again thermal power plants are there, again industries are there, and cement manufacturing industries are there, stone crushers are there. So they are affecting, they are producing environmental, they are causing air pollution. So which things are there? Industries are there, industries. Then after industries, so oil refineries are there, again thermal power plants are there, thermal power plants are there, again you can say industries, cement manufacturing industries, cement manufacturing means preparing, industries or companies, and after that cement manufacturing industries are there, and after that next thing is the stone crushers are there, stone crushers. Due to this also some components get mixed into the air. So first thing, components of the air pollution, then sources of air pollution. Now third point we are going to learn, that one is there effects of air pollution. Effects of air pollution. Next one is the effects of air pollution. What are the effects of air pollution? In that effect, first effect is there, it is causing respiratory problems, again it is causing acid rain, again it is causing climatic changes, again it is affecting on the plants as well as animals. So first thing is there respiratory problems or diseases. It is causing respiratory problems or it is causing respiratory diseases. Second point is that in that it is causing acid rains and climatic changes. It is causing acid rains and climatic changes. Third one is there, and it is causing effects on it affects on the plants as well as animals. Affects on living organisms or plants and animals. It affects on plants and animals. So these are the points related to the air pollution. Next thing is there precautionary measures or control measures, you can say. Control measures. What are the remedies for that particular air pollution? So you have to set up tall chimneys of the industries. Again, you have to adapt new technologies, new techniques into the industries. Again, different equipments you have to set up, and suppose your vehicles are making smoke, they are releasing the smoke, carbon particles, so you have to repair that particular vehicles on time. So tall chimneys of factories, so if you are making tall chimneys, then the whatever smoke will be there, carbon particle, they will be released to the upper height or upper level. So next thing is there, second thing is there, adopting advanced techniques in the industries, adopting advanced techniques in the industries. And the third one is there, you have to repair vehicles on time, repairing vehicles on time. So like this way you can avoid air pollution. So components of air pollution, gases are there, solid are there, and sources, how they get mixed into the air, effects of air pollution, and at last control measures, that means how to control the air pollution. Now next pollution we are going to learn, and that next pollution is there, soil pollution, and remaining is there, soil pollution is there, and water pollution. These two pollutions we have to learn. After this we have to study water pollution, air pollution, after that water pollution. In that points are same, some changes we are going to do in that. In fact 4 points are there only, in that points we are going to see for different. So next pollution is the water pollution. In that components of the, now everywhere we have to change the word. Here water pollution, sources, and here water pollution, and here control measures. So what will the definition of water pollution? Contamination of water with harmful substances, it is called as a water pollution. And in that water pollution, components are there. Component means substances which get mixed. So in that biotic components are there, and some are abiotic and some are organic. So biotic components in that algae, viruses, and bacteria. Abiotic components in that sand is there, soil is there, dust is there, silver is there, lead is there, and salt. And at last organic, in that weedicides and pesticides are there. So in this, which components are there? First thing is there, biotic components. So in that biotic components, so algae, bacteria, and viruses. So we are very well known about virus. Now today which virus is going on? That one is their corona virus. So they are also affecting on the environment. So next thing is their abiotic. Biotic is their, second one is their abiotic. And in that abiotic, so sand is there, soil, dust, silver, lead. Sand is there, soil is there, dust is there, silver, Ag metal, silver metal, lead metal, Pb, silver, lead, and this. And one important thing is there, salts. Many salts they get mixed into the water. And the third point is there, in that organic, in that weedicides and pesticides. One thing you can do, inorganic, in that fertilizers, weedicides, pesticides, These are coming, pesticides and pesticides. Sources. Now next point is the sources. Which are the sources? How that water get contaminated or how that water is becoming polluted. So industrial waste is there, domestic waste is there, sewage is there, again pesticides are there and herbicides in the farm. So sources. First source is there, industries. Then after that industries, next thing is domestic sewage. So industries in that wastes, industries wastes. Then domestic waste, industries waste, domestic waste. Next one is there, sewage is there, sewage water, wastewater you can say. Fourth point is that chemicals from the industries. Chemicals from industries, harmful chemicals from the industry. Fifth point is there in this, and that one is there fertilizers from the farm. So these are sources of the water pollution. Effects of water pollution, how that water pollution is affecting on the environment as well as living organisms. So epidemics, water, what you can say, waterborne diseases are there. It affects on the aquatic life also. First thing is there, epidemics. So what is epidemics? So same disease to many people in the same area, it is called as epidemics. Same disease to many people in the same area, it is called as epidemics diseases. Second one is there, waterborne diseases. Like that what you can say, jaundice is there, okay, diarrhea will be there. Waterborne diseases which are spreading through the water. And next thing is there, epidemics is there, waterborne diseases, and also affects aquatic life, affects on aquatic life. So these are the effects. And the control measures. How will you control the water pollution? First thing is the treatment of the wastewater from the industries and implementing the laws. So first thing is there, treating industrial waste water. And second one is there, implementation of laws. So some rules, some laws should be there for the industries. So these are the points related to the water pollution. Next thing is there, that one is there related to air pollution over, water pollution over, and now soil pollution. After water pollution, the next point is the soil pollution. So here also we have to change the word. So and the 4 points are remaining same, and in that sub points are changing. Sources. Third point is the effects of soil pollution. And control measures. So in that soil pollution, how will you do the definition of soil pollution? Contamination of soil with harmful waste material, it is called as soil pollution. In that, first thing is there, components of soil pollution. In that components, which components are present? Insecticides are there, pesticides are there, fertilizers, heavy metals, toxic chemicals. So insecticides insecticides, pesticides, then fertilizers, industry, insecticides, pesticides, fertilizers, heavy metals, then toxic chemicals, heavy metals and toxic chemicals. So these are the components of the soil pollution. Now sources, how that particular soil pollution is occurring. So industrial waste is there, toxic waste are there, pesticides, then biomedical waste is there, and e-waste is there. So industrial waste. Second one is there, pesticides, fertilizers used in the farm. Pesticides, fertilizers are there. Again, biomedical waste is there. Biomedical waste from the hospital. And fourth point is there. That one is there. E-waste. So what do you mean by e-waste? Electronic waste. So in this, how electronic waste? Suppose old radio is there, or old TV set is there, or old mobile phone is there. So if it is not working, then you are throwing it somewhere, and it will be considered as a e-waste or electronic waste. And one more important factor is there, that one is there, plastic is also making soil pollution or soil polluted. Next thing is there, effects of soil pollution. What are the effects? So it will cause soil erosion, it will cause the retardation of the growth of the plants, as well as it will decrease the nutritional value of the crops. Okay, so what are the effects? First effect is the retarded growth of plants. Second thing is there, soil erosion is there. What you can say, soil erosion. Now what is meant by soil erosion? So soil particles are moving from one place to another place with the help of wind and water. So loose soil particles, they are going along with wind from one place to another place. So movement of the soil particles from one place to another place along with wind and water, it is called as a soil erosion. Next thing is there, third one is there, it will decrease in nutritional value of crops. And control measure, how will you control the soil pollution? In that principle you have to use which principle? Recycle, reuse, and third one is there, reduce. Recycle, reuse, and reduce. So suppose plastic is there, you should recycle it, you should reuse it, and you should decrease its use. Okay. And second thing is there, use organic manures instead of fertilizers. So another thing is there, you can use compost, you can do vermiculture also. Vermiculture. So earthworms you have to grow in the farm. So these are the points related to the soil pollution. Components of the soil pollution: insecticide, pesticide, fertilizers, heavy metals and toxic chemicals. Sources are there in that: industrial waste is there, pesticides, fertilizers. Biomedical waste is there, biomedical waste produced in through the hospital. E-waste, electronic waste in that: mobile phones are there, some torches are there, some television sets are there. So electronic waste. And plastic, it is also causing the soil pollution. In that effects of the soil pollution: retarded growth. Retarded means decrease in the growth will not take place of the plants. Soil erosion, soil particles are moving from one place to another place, along with wind and water. So decrease in the nutritional value of the crops nutritional value will decrease. Next thing is the control measure, recycle, reduce and reuse. So whatever waste materials are there, that one you can recycle, you can reuse and you can reduce means you can decrease their use. So use organic manures. So whatever organic manures are there, that one you can use. You should avoid using fertilizers. And compost you can make, and vermicompost also you can make. So you can increase the crop production. So another thing, after this next point we are going to study, and that one is the one different types of pollution, and that pollution is there radioactive pollution. Next pollution is there radioactive pollution. So next type of pollution is there radioactive pollution. So in that pollution, different types are there, and that types already we have studied. Now one more different type of pollution is there, and that one is the radioactive pollution. Radioactive pollution. So what is radioactive pollution? Before that you should know what is meant by radioactivity. Some elements are there, some compounds are there, or some elements that are emitting highly energetic radiations and highly penetrating radiations. They are emitting highly energetic and highly penetrating radiations, and these radiations are having high speed, so they can penetrate in another objects. So it is called as a radioactive substance. And those substances which are emitting these radioactive radiations, suppose alpha, beta, such gamma radiations are released, these are called as a radioactive elements, radioactive substances, and this emission it is called as a radioactive pollution. Again UV radiation is there, infrared radiation, these are also type of natural radiations. Ultraviolet radiation is there, and infrared radiations are there, and these are the natural radiations. Suppose you can use X-ray and other radiations, artificial radiation. These are artificial or man-made radiations. So another one thing is that Chernobyl disaster is there. Again wind scale is the wind scale, and 3 miles island. 3 disaster takes place. In that, first one is the Chernobyl disaster, second one is their wind scale disaster, and third one is the 3 miles island. So these are the mishaps which takes place due to the radioactive radiation, and if these radiations are harmful for the living organism and their long effects are there. These are generic effects. These effects or these genetic diseases are arising, and these genetic diseases are transferred from one generation to next generation. Due to the radioactive radiation, several generations are affected. So, and what are the effects of that one? We are going to see. Due to the radiations like X-ray, cancerous ulceration takes place. Cancer-like diseases are happening due to the over exploitation, or if you come in contact with X-ray many times, then cancerous effects are there. Second thing is that tissues get damaged or destroyed. So if that radiations, UV radiations or radioactive radiation, these are falling on that particular body, then tissues of the body are destroyed. genetic changes takes place. Genetic diseases are transferred from one generation to next generation. And last one is their vision or eyesight is getting affected. So first thing is there, here definition is there. In the definition, what you are going to tell: emission of harmful, highly energetic and highly penetrating radiations from radioactive substance. It is called as a radioactive pollution. Emission of highly energetic, highly penetrating harmful radiations, emission of highly energetic, highly penetrating harmful radiations from a radioactive substance, from a radioactive substance is called radioactive pollution, is called radioactive pollution. So in that, this is definition. Another points are there here in case of the radioactive radiation or radioactive pollution. So in that first one is the UV and IR. In that UV and IR, these are, UV means ultraviolet and IR means infrared radiations. UV radiation, IR radiations are natural radiations. These are the natural radiations. And second one is the X-ray and other artificial radiations. X-rays and radiations from atomic power plants and radiations from atomic power plants are artificial, or you can say man-made. Third point is there. In that third point, examples of mishaps or disasters are given. Examples, in that which examples? Chernobyl. Which disaster is there? Chernobyl disaster. Wind scale disaster. Wind scale. Chernobyl wind scale. Next one is there 3 miles and 3 miles island mishaps. Are effects of radioactive pollution. Effects of radioactive pollution. So, and last thing is there, what you can say, effects of pollution. What you can say, effects of pollution. Next point is the effects of radioactive pollution. What are the effects? So in that effect, first effect is there cancerous ulceration. Cancerous ulceration takes place due to the overexposure to the X-rays. First thing is there cancerous ulceration due to X-rays. Cancerous effects are caused due to the X-rays. Second thing is there body tissues get destroyed. Body tissues get destroyed. Body tissues get destroyed. Third one is there. In the third one, genetic diseases arises. Genetic diseases, or you can say genetic changes. Genetic changes takes place. Genetic changes takes place. And fourth one is their eyesight or vision get affected. Or vision gets affected. So I think you might have understood radioactive pollution. So after this, next point is the environmental conservation. That one we'll study in next video. Thank you.